Yo, what's up? What's up? We are back. Yes, we are. Right off the game, right here after the game. No other podcast, me and CJ. And it was a hell of an experience. And we'll talk about all of that, all of it, everything that went into it. You know, we saw it was the first game, so hey, it was good to be back out there on the Friday nights. And good to make a little trip to Marshall and everything. And then I was on the forum. They've been talking about this game since like since the summertime. In June they made the 3 or 4, so they've already been talking about it. Now Marshall was pretty much everybody they thought the game would be the other way around, but it was pretty surprising. But so we'll get into it, man. If you're new to this channel, you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I will be putting this stuff on Apple Music and podcasts and all that stuff. I know I didn't put it up last week, but I want to get these. I gotta keep getting my SeatGeek sponsor thing uh, recognized. So don't trip. YouTube, they're gonna be on YouTube, but there will be parts I don't know because I don't know how YouTube be working. I know how YouTube be working. Sometimes there's things we can't say that I can say whatever I want to say when it's on Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. So I will be putting this stuff up on that. This episode should be up on the Apple Music and all that stuff within the next few days. YouTube will get it first, and then everything else come later. So that's what that is right now. That's where we at with that. I got a little update. Got a little update of some stuff that happened. This ties into what I talked about last week about the little dilemma I was in with the 3, 4 women. Really, it's two, but you know, I like to just say things, talk about stuff, and give you some rundowns on things. So let me see what happened to me though. Let me see what happened. But I witnessed a shooting. I witnessed a shooting, and I'm on. I don't know what it. I don't know what transpired. I couldn't find it, but I just say okay. I'm in Louisiana, right? We're in Montgomery, Louisiana. Me and a girl. You right. So I'm taking her to the gas station just to get some, whatever we was gonna get a drink or whatever she's gonna get. And as soon as we pull up to the gas station and she gets out the car, so she opened that door, she opens the door, we hear pop, 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 pop. Then pop, pop. See, like two super. You can hear it was two different guys. Like people were shooting at each other. Like one gun was pop, 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 pop. You hear pop, 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 and it was pop. It went on. It was a lot of shots, maybe 100 some shots. And then you can tell that one of the shots stopped. So kind of where you would think, okay, that guy, that whoever was shooting that gun must have got shot or something. And so we were sitting there, and I'm like, what the? She like, what you hear that? I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm thinking the good. I'm just trying to make it to like hope maybe it ain't done. So I'm like, it's probably some firecrackers. See, man, it ain't no damn firecrackers. And so we sat there for a minute, and now let's pull to the other side of the stove because I always, it seemed like it came from that side. So we pulled to this stove and we'll go in there. And so as we leave out the parking lot, there's cops coming down that street. Like it's literally like right behind where we're somewhere around in the area where the gas station is in that little neighborhood. There's a cop coming, lights on. Another cop come flying down the street. Another one come flying down the street. An ambulance come flying down the street. A fire truck come flying down the street. Some more cops. I mean, it was this cops all kept coming down the street. I have no idea. It was apparently some gunshots, but I don't know what the hell, how the hell, who got shot, what happened with it. But I'm like, okay, I was like, yeah, we need to get up out of here. So Monroe, Louisiana, y'all are wow. I can tell you that it was crazy, but that's what that is. That I got another update. I'm doing. I said I want to tell you about that, but yeah, I'll tell you about the women. I got a bunch of. I got a situation now. Turned to a situation. I told y'all about it last week. Now it turned into kind of a situation because I know at least one of them or one of them listens to my watches my channel or listens to my podcast or my videos, whatever. Right? There's one that does listen. So I figured out that one of them, the one talks to the other one, and she the one number one tried to make number two jealous, kind of to say, yeah, he talked to me and he does this, and but she was number two was like, oh, she wasn't tripping about it, but I we gotta get that. We gotta do like another podcast. He did like just for the stuff like that. But let's get into this football, man. Let's get into the football game. Marshall, man, 11 from heaven came down from heaven, and he just put his grace and glory on the Lions defense. 11 from heaven. But I guess the other guy was the star, JC, whatever his name is. I don't know. I just know number 11.
I get into it.
Right. I think number 11 is the
JQ,
yeah.
But yeah. I understand.
I think number 11 is the star, and we'll see if he can do it at the Longview next week. Let's just start it out. We get to the game, and JT goes. I think they go 3 and out on the first drive or something like that. Or no, Marshall got the ball first, and they drove right downfield, running the ball, and scored. And they were running like a. And I thought JT would be prepared for this because they faced Terrell, who ran like a wishbone type offense. But Terrell wasn't as good as you would think Marshall is. But Marshall wasn't supposed to be as good as they were. So you're like, dang, did the scrimmage? Did they look better at the scrimmage than in this game? You would think. But yeah, the running game the whole time, they just could not stop the running game. They just kept running it and running it. I mean, it is the defense. This was a big problem for a lot of JT teams in the past. High-powered offenses, great quarterbacks, but couldn't stop the run. That was one thing that's always been a problem. Can't stop the run, and the condition of the guys just not able to make tackles and just getting manhandled and stuff. Like number 11, he was just manhandling these dudes. He was getting 10 yards a pop every time. He was just running them over. Just treat them like little boys. Like, they getting in the weight room has got to be. They have to get in that weight room and get some type of strengthening coach or something. And one thing, this is what I want to say. This is to the parents out there that's listening, because all y'all who listen will probably got kids on the team and all that. This is to y'all. Make sure you get your kids some cleats that don't make them slip, because JT's players just slipping all over the field. We saw that in Highland Park. I don't know what type of shoes that y'all gave them or they wear, but these they were just slipping and sliding and everything. It was like they was out there wearing church shoes. You remember how you wear church shoes, or when you wear your socks on? Remember, I know the school floors, how slippy the school floors were, and you would wear socks. But yeah, I don't know what the hell y'all just need to get. Y'all need to get that together, right? But over on to the game. Yes, the strengthening and the guys getting ran out of the field, right? That's the big problem. JT could not stop their run game. At times they did. Then there was a lot of penalties. And you can check it out. It's the first game, y'all. First game, they're going to make a lot of mistakes. Yeah, we can say all that. But penalties were a big problem, too. And I don't know what type of practice they was having, but it was not. It wasn't. They didn't look as great as they should. But I handed this guy Jabraden Williams. He looks like he can. He looks like, and the way he plays, look like he can play the quarterback position. He makes some pretty accurate throws. He kind of reminds me of Gio McAllister, a little bit faster. And look like he got a good arm, and like I say, he's pretty accurate. And I think he can take this team places like Eli Holt was going to before he got hurt. And another thing hurt, McFall got hurt, and that kind of just put a damper on the offense. So I don't know what type of plans they had for him in the offense. So that was another thing that was hurting the Lions team. But after that, when they got up 14-7, they got to like 15-3, went for two. Marshall was just feeling themselves. I'm thinking that the JT was Coach Holmes gonna take them and get them back on that bus like he did a long time ago. And like this game was literally that same type of game. I don't know if y'all remember. Let me know in the comment section who was the team that they played when JT had played Marshall, and it was like a district game or something. And they came out just like this. And I think they got it to like a 15-14-0 lead or 21-3 lead or something like that. In halftime, instead of them going to the locker room, he had them get on the bus. Right behind, it was literally right behind the home side. You could see where the home side is, where them trees are. You could see, and so we were like, are they finna leave? Because they was getting embarrassed. And whatever he said to them on that bus, they came out of that bus in that second half and just absolutely wiped the floor with Marshall. Like they just destroyed. I think it ended up like 44-20 or something like that. So I was like, dang, they gonna need another bus talk or something. I mean, I know all them kids that was not there that year, but still, I'm thinking maybe Coach Holmes remembered that bus, but didn't work out too soon. Did too good for the Lions, but like I said, I did see some good things. I did see some stuff that I liked. I did see the offense can move the ball when they need to, but the penalties were the worst thing. The penalties. I expected them to beat Marshall by the margin that Marshall beat them. That's kind of what I expected the game to be turned around. But I ended, like I said, number 11. He was just too hard to stop. And then the really was messed. This was I was like, you just cannot have this happen. This dude went forward on 4th and like 15. Literally, he's not punting. He's sitting up. He's under center. They was under center the whole night. He just chunks up a what we call a Madden prayer, an aggressive catch, and he snags it on. The dude gets snagged on. That's when you know you just know her. You just cannot let that happen. I don't care what you just cannot let that happen. And that was pretty much the end of it. After he got that converted that first down, you knew it was pretty much over. But going into the play Lee, and I think Lee lost barely or something like that. They lost by a few points to Lufkin, they wasn't supposed to be as good. They're not as good as they were. So I don't know what you can tell. I don't know what you can say about that game, and we'll see what type of offense Lee running. I'm picking that I think JT gonna come out this next game against Lee and play way better and win by multiple touchdowns. That's what I'm believing because I mean it's the rivalry and I just think this JT team. Quarterback, well, I think they're gonna have a better quarterback. I don't know what Lee gonna have. Lee haven't had a quarterback since like Chance Amy, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe right? You think Chance Amy was the last good quarterback they had?
Yeah, Chance. Chance for sure.
Yeah, because I don't know who they. Remember they had Trevor Lawrence second. He wasn't that good. Yeah. And then whoever were the guys were,
they were like two at the. I can't remember. I get them mixed up with the. Guy we called Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, did he play 2 years? I think they had one like 2 years. Another but they wasn't. No disrespect, but I'm not gonna say no disrespect, but they didn't knock your socks off them because we went back to Chance Amy as their last great quarterback. So good to a great quarterback. The other guy was probably game managers at best.
Yeah, they was kind of bad. They were game managers. Some people say trash, maybe say, but they were just great. They're probably billionaires now.
So. 6 running the football. Hey,
yeah,
you know.
That's what they got to see.
Just don't turn the ball over. That's probably what they told. But
I want to see what running backs they're gonna have this year. Pretty much they always had some superstar running backs in the league. They should have went to John Tyler. You know, we talk about the zone and then the where people live stuff. Another podcast about all that stuff. Did you know Miller was supposed to go to John Tyler? He was supposed to. He was like lived in this ditch, something like that. We talk about that on the forum. We always talk about that on the forum about how. So that's what happened, man. That's what I saw. Then the penalties came around. Then at the end, this is the weirdest one. Number for the Marshall Mavericks, number 56, 57, whoever. Him and one of the JT players, like literally like 34 minutes left in the game. Marshall got the game won. And they're sitting there talking to each other. They're doing a penalty, like there's a penalty going on, so they're just sitting there waiting. And they're sitting there like jawing at each other, like you can tell they talking crap or whatever. And the Marshall guy's saying something, and JT guy's kind of he's saying stuff, but he's kind of holding his hand up back, like, okay, I'm done with it, like whatever. But this dude gets extra mad. Like he gets so mad, he takes his helmet off, and that's when they threw the flag to eject him. And then this when I figured out this dude his legs are weird. This dude was like the biggest bow-legged fat guy I've ever seen. Like I've never seen people his legs literally like let me see. Let me give y'all a example. His legs curved outwards. I know y'all have come on, y'all gotta seen that guy. How was he out? I'm like, how was he out there playing football? His legs curved out like how a woman's hips curve out on the sides. His legs curved out like that when he was walking. He was like bow-legged looking. His legs curved. I don't know, but he was pissed off about something. He had to walk out of it. Like he was still going crazy at the inside line. I don't know what the heck happened to the guy, but all I could see was wow, his legs look weird. Like he looked like he just finna just break them. Like he just finna fall off and break. But he was like a big guy with little bow-looking curved legs. And I don't know. Talk about the kid. I know. Dang, I'm gonna get demonetized for YouTube. Am I talking about that? Would I? No, because YouTube don't know who Marshall is. They might be thinking I'm talking about the Marshall. What's that Marshall team from the college Marshall? The Randy Moss went to. Yeah, the one that Randy Moss went to. But that was the thing, man. Other than that, I think JT. I know this first game. We know we go through this all year. Y'all know. Don't panic. Don't panic. First game. A lot of guys on the forum already. Oh yeah, we ain't gonna win. We ain't gonna win but 1 or 2 games this year. Maybe I don't. I've seen teams talk. I remember them going bad and playing bad against Lufkin that year when Gio took them 16 sacks and then they ended up making the playoffs. So I wouldn't say it's all lost now because the district is. It's pretty good district, pretty hard district, but remember, you still got some of those Dallas teams that are not good. Pretty much, if you get past Longview and Lancaster, you lose those 2 games to them and win every other game, you pretty much in the playoffs. So, if you get one of those games, you definitely make the playoffs and maybe even make district title. But, so, you're pretty much worried about Longview and Lancaster. And then there's another one. Who's the other one? McKinney North? I think.
Yeah, McKinney North.
Oh, yeah, wait, dang. Well, yeah, but pretty much, Forney, yeah, that's a good one, too. So, yeah, it's a pretty tough district. It's cool. But I think those 2 top teams are the teams you're going to need to worry about. Pretty much Longview, they pretty much did what they had to do to the McKinney boy or whatever, 36-10 or something like that. So, yeah. That's what's been going on. That's what it is, man. For the pass it off to CJ. Let him tell you what we got, what he's doing, his thoughts, and we'll come back with some whatever we're going to talk about. Cause we still, oh, dang. I still forgot it. Get on, if you haven't, since we're talking about stuff, download that gap. I said that gap. Download the app, SeatGeek. Use that code, Third Coast Gaming. $20 off your first order. Y'all know it's all over the internet, all over my page. So use that code, man. And shout out to SeatGeek. Hopefully I get big enough to where they fly me out to free trips and stuff. So like the other guys they do, like those guys I know who do Madden, YouTube like me, MMG, Anto Boss, Throne. These guys, they're like real big YouTubers. So shout out to SeatGeek and all the guys that's sponsored with me and everything. And yeah, now we're gonna pass out to CJ.
Yo. Well. Hey, this is what we've been waiting on to talk about. Recap the first game. We've been waiting months for this. We already 1 episode into the new season, but it's a little different when you get to recap a game, an actual game. Hey, we fresh off the first game of the season in the books. Marshall Mavericks. We've been waiting on this. Me and Rob probably been waiting on this for different reasons. But all in all, it's football. But I mean, get to go to Marshall, Texas. I done. I mean, I guess you could say I done built a relationship with a few people. And I mean, okay, I know some people through networking for what I do. I know some people in Marshall, and hey, congratulations to them on the win. Just like they posted, I believe it was on their main page on Twitter. They even wished Tyler High a successful rest of the season, which I thought that was cool. Shout out to the class of the Marshall Mavericks. And I respect the talent. Like I said on the first episode, I brought up JQ Davis. I got to see him in person, which was cool. I always like to see great talent in person, or just to see what a person's really about, in person, an athlete. So, and I got to discover. Rob already brought him up. Robinson. I'm gonna get into them in a few minutes, but what I'm gonna start off with is what I saw on the Tyler High side of the ball. Now, I've already conditioned my mind, just like I even brought it up to Rob again. I think early in the game about first. I call it first game things, and what I mean by that is, okay, let's see what mistakes we're gonna see. It's not that because of course, most of the players don't play football before. I mean, most, if not all. You got some people probably their first varsity game and all that, but there's a lot of times we used to how long does it take for the team to put it all together? Just like Rob just mentioned about the game that Gio McAllister got sacked, whatever, umpteenth amount of times. But so you didn't see, you be like, man, can we see anything, any brightness at the end of the tunnel? And then it end up being a playoff team. So I've seen it get turned around. That's why I don't never panic. Of course, I'm not panicking right now personally. I can't be in everybody else's head, but I can't panic because I've seen some good things, I've seen some bad things that needs to be cleaned up if you want to be successful moving forward. Because of course, Rob at the game, we thought about two teams. If they don't clean it up, they're gonna have their way. If Marshall had their way, it's not a shot at Marshall. It's just if you know what type of team, okay, if Marshall is a good running team and you know you got great running teams coming, well, I mean, on paper, you're like, well, it's not gonna get any better. Let's just keep it at that. It could get worse. So, and I'm gonna get into the run situation in a minute and what happens when you can't stop the run. Like and it's something I mentioned to Rob personally during the game because we give our thoughts, just our football intellect. We're gonna give our thoughts on what we see and everything. But of course, there were some missed assignments. It was something. The missed assignments is the nucleus, and of course, that has different branches to it. So, the missed assignments, I just think you really can't put it together. Why people look out of place on defense, whether it was, and I even told Rob this during the game where Marshall they throw an out route and they got plenty of greenery. And then we throw out route and they're in place. It's like they have the receiver bracketed. Whereas a Montreal Wade, he get a little running room, but they collapse. They fly to the football. I noticed this. I done noticed this with tons of games. And it's like, what is the problem on defense? I even told Rob, whatever their film day is, I don't know if it's Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. I need to be in the film room and look over the film maybe and see what is the issue. Just personally, I just want to, is it a quick fix? Is it gonna take a while? Is the scheme jacked up? What is it? Because you see, and it's no knock on JQ Davis. He's a very good running back, to be modest, a good to great running back, is that they're getting 6 yards and 8 yards a clip, and of course, if you can't stop the run, what are they gonna bend it for? Especially if they got a lead, so you're in trouble. Especially if you can't generate nothing on your side of the ball. I mean, when Tyler High has the football and you sputter and you give it back to them. And I think in the second half they started throwing it some, but I'm like, man, they're not gonna abandon the run. They just gonna run the ball, bleed the clock. You can't stop it, so why they gonna get away from it? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but defense, like I mentioned to Rob, because we be giving our personal thoughts. Defense, man, this ain't no secret. It's about pride. It's about want to. And man, you can't, keep getting bullied and bullied and not do something about it. And that's the I think that's the good thing about football, where what they say, you can assault somebody in a legal way, in a legal way. So I mean, it's just about pride and want to on defense. You can't, like they say, you can't let a man move you past your own will, so to speak. I'm trying to put the terminology together, but like I said, when you can't stop the run and the offense can't get going like the problem was in this game. That was just one of the issues. You get a game that results in a 40-29 loss, or it could have been worse on the scoreboard. And another thing is, you can't turn the football over, which it was. I think they had a couple turnovers, especially when you haven't even stopped them on defense yet. So you're giving them the ball back, extra possessions. They marching down the field, and on top of that, you're committing penalties. And what popped in my mind while watching this game, the season ain't started in the NFL yet, but we're going to see that are the did or are the Cowboys going to clean up these penalties? That they was the most penalized team in the NFL this past season, if I'm not mistaken. And they was getting criticized because in the first preseason game, they had, I don't know if it was 16 or 19 penalties, something like that. Even though it was a preseason game, it's being talked about because it's the Cowboys, okay? They're going to, go into the headlines however which way. If it was the Seattle Seahawks, nobody would have gave a damn because it was a preseason game, okay? Speaking of that, they beat the Seahawks by a point. But anyway, that's another thing. I'm going to get into stats also, but also a problem I've seen is finishing drives. We haven't seen the full potential of Tyler High's offense yet. Well, mainly because it's only one game in the books. But on the ride to Marshall, I think I brought up to Rob, like, man, it's all about, can this quarterback, I don't know what I'm gonna see, but the skill players are there. And I'm gonna get into them in a minute. The skill players are there, and I seen it tonight. I seen it, and I even seen a guy that I know he has skill and talent, but I'm like, oh man, he might be better than I thought, and this gonna be his breakout season. And I'm talking about Jadavion Lacey on the opposite of Montreal Wade. You got something there because we know what Wade brings to the table. We know Jadavion Lacey, but we don't know what's the ceiling. And I saw some great things, and so that's gonna be interesting. And they ain't even got McKavion Potts yet. And that's just going to add more. And then you got McFall, which I'm going to get to, which hopefully he's back next week against Legacy. He got hurt early. I'm like, here we go, man. Here we go. But, they got some firepower. It's just Jabraylon Williams, just if he take care of the football, makes him, I was seeing when he was going to go down the field with the ball, like he was hesitant on some, but you're not trying to make the mistake, and I respect that. Smart decisions. What I'm used to is you don't see a lot of quarterbacks in high school throw the receiver open. It's all about, that's why they stress it more when you get going to the NFL. Because in the NFL, you have to fit through tight windows because there's a lot of things that ain't going to be open in college. And high school that's open in the NFL because the NFL, everybody's good to great. So That's just what that is. But finishing drives is important, especially when you can't stop the opposing team on offense. It seems like, and it's gonna be very interesting since I heard legacy. I heard maybe a new offense, but they might be still run heavy. I have to see it come next Friday night. I have to see. I have to see it. And from what I've seen in this Marshall game, they're gonna have to correct some things on defense, or Legacy is gonna have a field day run the football, and they're not. They're not going. They're gonna think, why should we get out of it if they can't stop it? So because we've seen it so many, even though they ain't got a number 4, Mr. Miller no more, or number 6, Bryson Darnell. Hey, we we expect another running back or two to come be productive for Legacy, and the defense can't make it easy for them. They got to be on their assignments. I got to see where the hell are the linebackers and where the hell are the defense linemen, because I don't know if it was missed gaps in this Marshall game. I don't know if Marshall's O line was bullying Tyler High's D line or a combination of both. But I don't know. But I be trying to figure it out because I see one team doing this, one team doing that. I don't know what the hell's going on. But it's just stuff I see that kind of irritates me. But okay, Marshall, we're going to get into some stats because I was interested in seeing what the final stats would be based on what I saw. J.Q. Davis, it sounds about right. I probably thought he had more than this, but 25 carries, 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's what he had. Robinson, name is Bird Robinson, number 11, who popped, of course. They would, as Rob has nicknamed 11 from heaven. I don't think he's on Michael Parsons level for the Cowboys. I know they played 2 different positions, but but, but hey, very talented guy. I even shout out to my bro DJ Lowe. Shout know him from Marshall, Texas. If you need a wedding DJ, special occasion DJ, he's your dude, really for anything. But hey, one of the best dudes you're gonna meet. Of course, I had to message him about how the game was going, and I messaged him about this dude. Hey man, number 11, Robinson, man, yeah, he can play, real skillful guy. And of course, when you see how they were using them, you think about how the 49ers use Debo Samuel. They bring him on a sweep. They just get him the football, man, and a little misdirection too. He had 10 carries for 121 yards. I believe he had a touchdown or 2. I know he scored 1. But so Marshall mixed some misdirection in there, and that doesn't bode well for Tyler Hyde if you're already missing assignments and out of place with them, doing straight handoffs. And then when they throw the misdirection, they've had that problem with then lead, now Legacy in the past. So it's going to be interesting when they play Legacy in this next football game. But also, Marshall had 16 penalties for 160 yards. I thought Tyler High had more penalties in the game, but I believe it was because Marshall, they had more penalties later in the game. So because Tyler High, they were getting the penalties, they was killing themselves early in the ball game with penalties, and that has to be cleaned up. That it's just not a good mixture for winning over the things I don't went over. But we'll go over. Oh yeah, overall I'll just say Marshall, the running game, was the tail of the story, the tail of the game. They had 302 total rush yards and 25 first downs. I was like, hey, they was getting first downs left and right. I was like, God, they're gonna have 25, 30 first downs, and they had 25. But few John Tyler stats: Jadavion Lacey, 5 catches, 97 yards. I'm very excited to see just how he puts it together this year. I think he's going to have from what I've seen, he's going to have a great year alongside Montrell Wade. You got that 1-2 punch at receiver. You already know what Mafal can do. Mr. Martin, number 24. He gonna show. I think he gonna show you more of what he can do. You just seen flashes, but he got he gonna have more of his time to shine this year. And then hey, they got the run. Number 23, I don't know the name right now. I feel ashamed, but
he's gonna give you some good running, and they gonna put this together, man. Just can't turn the football over, clean up some stuff on defense. You got a chance. You got a chance to win almost every game. I don't care. That's just what it is. But next is Legacy. Like I said, they fell to Lufkin 31-23. Oh yeah, also about the Marshall game, man. I was like, I'm gonna ask somebody about this because the announcer kept mentioning this. I'm not trying to be funny though. I'm not trying to make fun of it. He was saying, every time Marshall scored or they got a first down, he say like Dairy Queen Marshall first down, and I'm like Dairy Queen. I was like, they must sponsor the hell out of them or something. Is that why he? I'm gonna find out. I know. I got some people that
name or something. I thought it was like this town was named after somebody named Dairy Queen.
Hey, I said this to Rob. I know it's gonna be funny, but I was like, man, the way he said, hey, the way they play it, man, they need to. Hey, they probably got them some hunger busters with cheese and extra bacon waiting on them the way they play it, and so they go reward them with them. They probably got them already cooked up and ready. But anyway, that's funny. And then I also said, so what is it gonna be for Tyler? Church's Chicken, Tyler High, or Southern Classic? You know what I'm saying? Damn good chicken. You know what I'm saying? Or Burger King, whatever you want to put in there. Whatever, like I'm gonna find out. I got some sources. I'm sure somebody in Marshall knows. But anyway, Legacy. I seen the guy. I don't want to pronounce his name. Like two of the guys I'm finna bring up. If I pronounce the name wrong, you can correct me. You can DM me. C.J. Jones, Chris Jones, whatever. Hey, Rob gonna put. I think he gonna put. He. You can easily DM him, but maybe he need to put my contact in there. Y'all want to DM me, whatever too. But anyway, in the comment section. I mean, in the description, whatever. But. Keydron Young, I guess he's the starting running back. He had 119 yards on 18 carries and 2 touchdowns in the in the loss against Lufkin. So we gonna see in person what he do and how effective he is. So hey, he had a good game. He had a very productive game. So that's something to watch out for and pay attention to. I'm sure they'll look at it on film. Luke Wolf, that's their quarterback. We'll see what he can do in person. Looks mobile. Hey, let's see how effective he can throw in the football. We just gonna see how they mix it up. If they're gonna mix it up good with the run and the pass. I heard new look offense. I'm gonna see how different it is. We're gonna see. And of course, the guy I'm gonna be paying attention to is the 4-star D lineman, Jordan. If I say his last name wrong, please, I apologize for real. I just see the name. I don't hear people say it. I'm sorry. Jordan Renaud. That sounds hard. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Renaud. Please y'all correct me if I say that wrong. Now I'm gonna be looking for him. See how he flat. I'm excited to see him in person. You know what I'm saying? Do his thing. But hopefully Tyler High can even this thing out at 1-1 and get their first win. You really don't want to start 0-2. We know it's not the end of the world, but the sooner we can get this on track, the better. Because like I said, districts start sooner around these times. They start, we've been used to playing about 4 or 5 non-district games, but so you finna about a couple of weeks you're gonna have a homecoming game, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta, get this thing on track against a quality team and, gain confidence and, just put it together. But I give a few shout outs real quick. Hey, I'm gonna shout out first Cool Juice. He got a birthday this weekend. Cool Juice, man. Look, very talented R&B artist. Just a versatile artist. I just say versatile. He might be considered R&B, but hey, y'all can even YouTube right now. Cool Juice. The name of the song is Toxic. That's a good song. Of course, the title should pull you to it. So that's some of ladies' favorite. That's some of people's favorite words. You know, people like being messy, talking about relationships, all that stuff. But very talented artist. Get him on your track. Do a collab with him. Follow his music. I think he got a project out. Just search it. Do your homework. Also, I want to shout out another birthday. Hey, he got a party. Like y'all pull up the LJs, man. Reggie Williams, search him on Facebook. He got a birthday. Y'all probably know him, one of the most positive people you know. The owner of LJ's, Reggie Williams. I'm gonna say happy birthday now. Hope to see you this weekend. Also, hey, I'm gonna shout out two more people. Well, I'm gonna give shout outs all day. Like, it's just but shout out to people that's rooting for us. But I'm gonna shout out two people real quick. Miss Tari Frazier, shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta remind myself who really care about a brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it be so it's the support that matters. You know what I'm saying? People that see you for who God made you, and that's what counts. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I love you to death. Also, shout out to my cuz Shakendra Williams. Hey, I'm just saying, you're more like you said, you're more like a sister to me. I'm more like a brother to you. We had that deep bond. Thank you. Shout out to you. I love you. Can't wait to hang with you again. I miss the positive times because Lord knows they're very needed a lot of times. But before I pass it back out to Rob, we headed next weekend. We headed to a busy weekend, and we'll bring it up again. Plies concert. Hey, it's right after the game. We got a busy Labor Day weekend. Plies concert. Shout out to the team putting in the work. I'll shout them out this week. Shout out DeMarcus Bailey. Shout out my classmate Mac Davis. Shout out to the whole Bailey music group. Y'all know DeMarcus Bailey doing his thing with the movies, man. Shout out. Look, I'm going to say, shout out to every artist that's performing on that event. Trey Dez, Don Fu. I'm going off the top of my head, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm going off the top of my head. Sorry. FAF Pave. Search FAF Pave Winnie, by the way. That's a good song on YouTube. It don't matter. Search it. Great vibe. It's like a few artists on there. It's some of the best artists around. I promise you. You come to the event, y'all need to pay attention to these artists. I know it's always Pliers. Y'all need to pay attention. These are some of the best. If you said it's I don't know how many artists, 6, 7, 8 artists. If you say it's the 6, 7, 8 best artists around, hey, it could be debatable, but hey, it wouldn't be asinine because I promise you, they're right there. So get your tickets. DM Rob, DM me. Since y'all know us, y'all can DM us. Got plenty of people got tickets. Get yours. Be in the building. Labor Day weekend. Make it epic. Also, Virgos got the Virgo Bash, but it's for everybody. Support your people. A special guest gonna be in the building September 3rd, Empire Lounge. Country River Club, Empire Lounge. You got an after party after the Plies at the Hacienda, 31 East. Get the address. If you don't know the address, DM me or Rod. We'll get you the address, man. There's an after party. Shout out to HMH. The hot artist performing. Pay attention, man. Pay attention to the pages. And make your Labor Day. It's just going to be epic, man. That's all I'm saying, though. But hopefully we celebrating the Tyler Halloween, though. We ain't trying to be biased, though. Yeah, let's go, man. I'm passing it back off. Y'all have a great weekend. And we about to go pay some bills, something like that.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Tyra, too, because she don't remember me. But should I tell her? Is she going to listen to this? Okay, since she listened to this, I was going to ask her, see if I don't want me to say this, but I seen you was looking at me. And you knew who, I don't know, you probably recognized me from a long time ago. And I don't know, I'm like, she was looking, it was good, it was cool. Because you were kind of smiling. And I know I was shy, I had all my chains on, so I know I was looking good and everything. But I was just wondering, I was like, yeah, she's looking at, I want to go over there and talk to you, but I was like, I don't know, she might want to be bothered. But I'll shout out to you. Sorry, we don't know each other, but you, like I said, you if you remember me, you'll remember me. You kind of remember, but you just it was old. But that's shout out to that. Everybody else in there, yeah, Plies. We got 4 shows. That's well, we got Plies After Party, Virgo Bash Sensation. That's 4. Boy, I'm gonna be tired. Sunday.
Oh no.
So that's 2 times is September 11th, but I still don't know. That's
Shout
still
to,
weird.
Hey, Nikki Lee, shout out to you.
Oh yeah.
Looking 23.
Oh yeah.
Out.
Shout out to Nikki. I saw you at the.
And we ain't even talking about Nick. Oh no, I'm gonna talk. Hey, shout out to Nikki Lee. I ain't talking about Nicki Minaj. I ain't talking about Nikki Bella. I'm talking about Nikki Lee, man.
Yeah,
Nikki Lee.
She came with me in the
booth.
She came with me in the DJ booth when I was DJ at Empire. Not the last, but the one before that. And she was introducing herself and stuff. So shout out to Nikki Lee.
Not Sarah Lee either.
Yeah.
It's some. Never mind.
Shout out to and let me give shout out to people I ain't heard. Shout out to where's Zena? Shout out to Zena. I ain't seen her in a long time, but I hope she puts some new music out. So yeah, shout out to Zena. And Shane Dixon. She's been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of work. You need to give me that BMW, Shane. I know I tried to buy it from you like years ago. For about $2,000, so it should have done drop by now. So I think you can give it to me for about $25 now. Come on now, you got it. I'm pretty sure you got a bunch of cars now. You doing your thing. But that's what it is. Yeah, sports is coming back. Football. We can talk about some NFL after this next podcast. So look out for that. My podcast, my NFL recaps are gonna start back. The recaps, yeah. This time I think CJ. Hopefully, get CJ. We can start. We can just do those after this. Just do those.
Oh yeah. Love to. We'll love it.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and we're gonna be back next week with the damn. That's gonna be another damn. How we gonna record that? We gotta record the JT thing after the game, because after the game. It's a
surprise.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Surprise.
Go see after that.
It's coming.
Friday and Saturday. Well, probably to be like a Saturday daytime. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. Until then,
work.
We out. Peace.